humble and focused and ready to go back out and do it all over again. And Frost delivers to Jared Thomas to get us started here tonight with Mark Hutchinson calling the balls and strikes.
The great thing about baseball is you probably are going to play the next day. The bad thing about it is you're probably going to play the next day also. So if you have that great game, you got to let it go as soon as the game's over with and get ready and focus for the next day.
Lefty-lefty matchup to begin. Thomas behind 1 and 2. Frost will sit 89 to 92 with a fastball, sitting 92 here in the first. He's got a cutter, a curve, and a changeup that he'll work in. The junior college transfer coming from Wabash Valley College.
I think a gate's open down the right field line.
Mike Morris, our crew chief today, stopping play, the third base umpire, to get the attention of Lotus out and right to go close that. And now back ready to go. Strike 3 call.
See that really good spin that Frost has on that breaking pitch. Had 2 fastballs inside, then just dropped that breaking pitch and had great rotation. Caught the outside corner. And that's something the Texas hitters will notice in the dugout, because that's a quality pitch for him.
Yeah, right at the waist. After this first pitch, we'll get your keys to victory. Peyton Powell will have one that just missed. Ball 1. All right, keys to victory for these two teams here today. What are we looking at?
For Texas, keep hitting the extra base hits. That's their ball game. And no free passes of the pitchers. The walks had a lot to do with the K-State 8-run inning.
In the air to center. The wind is blowing out, so this will get more help as it gets closer to the wall, but not enough to get out of the field. Jones with the second out.
And then K-State, keep the line moving. The offense worked really good, quality at bats. And then a Frost warning with Jacob Frost on the bump. When he's on, he's extremely tough.
There's Pete Hughes in the dugout today. K-State in the icy whites for Jacob Frost. Tough time to hit at night as well. A little more pronounced shadows tonight than we saw yesterday. There was a little bit of haze with some burning going on around these parts. Not today, so it's a little bit more pitcher in sunlight, hitters in shadows trying to hit. This one by Flores. He homered in the first inning yesterday. He'll try right field this time, and Lotus, fighting the sun, will track it down.
Good pitch and then execute.
So look at David Pierce, the head coach for the Longhorns, in the Texas dugout. It's an off-speed pitch is in for a strike to Chuck Ingram. Last weekend, Ace Whitehead, after Texas lost the opening game at home to Baylor, who was in last place of the Big 12 standings, Ace Whitehead came out and threw a complete game against Baylor, allowing 2 runs on 6 hits. He threw 119 pitches. So the Longhorns are asking him to do the same thing again here today.
Situation where pitcher's outside of the zone. It was a hanging breaking pitch, but it was ball 2. And you don't try to pull that pitch. It's on the outside part of the plate.
Ingram's going to go with it out to right field. It's got a chance. Off the scoreboard, a leadoff homer for Ingram.
What a great adjustment by Chuck Ingram. After being way out ahead on that breaking pitch, Whitehead came in with a fastball. Ingram stayed inside out of it, and then drove it. See it on the outside part of the plate and drove it the other way. And great way to start, and Wildcats are ahead early in the ball game here. A little different in the first inning.
I was just saying, they have had 9 comeback wins this season, and in this 10-game win streak, half of the wins have been come from behind variety. They're not usually the team out in front early, but Ingram has that potential. And homers yet again. Ingram ranked in the top 5 nationally in exit velocity in his swings. according to TrackMan, and yet another hard hit smash off the bat of Ingram. 2-1 here to Brendan Jones. Somewhat underappreciated center fielder for Kansas State. 480 on base percentage. So swing through a breaking ball, and it's 2-2. Junior center fielder for the Wildcats. The Big 12 leader in runs scored, walks, and stolen bases. And works a full count.
Whitehead threw exact same pitch. This time he didn't get the swing.
Galvan sets up away again, and Jones swings through the fastball. So the first strikeout for Whitehead. A conversation between Jones and Brady Day before Day comes to the plate. Second in the Big 12 in hitting at .418. Brady Day also second in the league in hits. His on-base percentage leads the league. Whitehead has been tougher on righties than he has on lefty, but still overall in the season, opponents hitting just .173 against the left-hander. Texas native. Looping curveball fouled away. It is 1-2. We're going to see a couple of good lefties now over the next 2 days. We've got Frost and Whitehead today, and then tomorrow Owen Boroma will go for K-State, their ace from a year ago.
2 strikes. Day needs to shorten his swing up.
Does, and rips it inside the corner of the first base bag and down into the corner. Day round second, holds there as the throw comes in from Ballou, but K-State, well, their second extra base hit here in the bottom of the first.
There was a changeup that was down. Day did a great job staying on it, and just you could see he had to stay back, keep his hands back, which he was able to do, and able to hook it down the first base line. Probably thought about a triple because Bellew was having a little trouble in the corner. So Cats have a runner at first base, scoring position, or at second base, scoring position.
And Culpepper coming up.
Yes.
Red hot hitter for K-State is Culpepper. Pickoff play sends Day back to the bag. Culpepper hitting .324, but has hit in 3 straight and has reached in 12 straight games. He's been as big of a catalyst during this 10-game winning streak as anyone. During this 10-game stretch, he is hitting .365, 5 extra base hits, 12 walks. Takes a strike. 2 out of 4 here last night. One of those hits the home run we saw in the opening. Just a moonshot that went above the lights. Porter Brown completely lost it as it went into the bullpen. Bounces in to make it 1-1 to Culpepper.
Yeah, the video of Brown on that ball where he's standing in left field and he kind of played it like he saw it, then didn't see it, and then you see the ball drop behind the fence right behind him, and he's standing at his exact position.
Pitch was riding in. Culpepper a little frustrated with himself. We were talking about that today, that at Wichita State, that same play happened for K-State this year. The Wichita State player did a great deke job on the runners by all of a sudden just sprinting in. And everyone thought, oh, he sees it now. And then the ball landed on the track, but everybody held up. And they were talking about it after the game, saying that that's actually not a bad thing to do. If you know it's going to be backed up and it's going to be in the field of play,
yep,
then you're kind of holding the runners by doing that. But Porter Brown, it wouldn't have mattered what he did. The ball was out of reach. Culpepper shortens up, drops a little soft fly ball to right, and Ballou gets the throw back in time. So Culpepper tried to do the right thing, go the other way, just hit it right at Ballou.
Whitehead has a really nice sinking, tailing fastball away from the right-handed hitters. You saw Ingram with that pitch a little bit up, but stayed on the pitch and drove it that time. Culpepper just got out front a little bit with his hands and had a little looping line drive right to the right fielder.
Well, now Nick English, freshman, just continues to hit and get on base, and he has been K-State's best hitter against left-handed pitching, hitting .375 against lefties this year. You see his season average. 1 home run, but 13 doubles, second most in the Big 12. And 1-1 to the freshman from Olathe South, another Kansas City product on this roster for Kansas State. They have hit the Kansas City area pretty hard. Two and one.
Working the ball in on English. 2 sliders inside, and then that was a fastball up and in.
One that gets away from Galvan.
Another slider that was buried.
Well, the mistakes made by Texas in the field yesterday, wild pitches were part of that. K-State jumped on each one and made them pay. Another one of those, and K-State would add on to their 1-run lead. A run in on the home run by Ingram. Day, though, or excuse me, English, a swing and a miss here. Expecting fastball, got the breaking ball at 2-1. Slow roller to short. Flores will charge and throw, and that'll end the inning. Kansas State, though, jumps on the board first with their 4th homer of this. And again, here at Twinton Family Stadium today, great crowd for the Wildcats and the Longhorns. Max Ballou will lead off the second. And the lefty gets a big curveball that's out of the zone. Ball 1. Tied for the Big 12 lead with 10 home runs is Ballou. 2 hits here yesterday, but none left the yard. 2-0. 10 homers, 23 driven in. Part of an offense that's hit 49 home runs on the season. Second most of the Big 12. Fouled away off of Pelletier. Look at Ballou, sophomore from Aledo in the Fort Worth area. This week's Big 12 Player of the Week. This is stoked into left field and right in front of Lotus for a base hit. So 3 hit so far in the series for Ballou, leadoff man on in the second.
Frost got behind, 2-1, put the fastball in there, got too much of the plate. And Ballou, who's hitting like 500 plus in conference play, hit a line drive for a base hit.
So he continues to be a hot hitter. Kimball Schuessler came in defensively late in the game yesterday at catcher, and will get the start today at designated hitter as Texas continues to try and find more consistency at that spot. Swing and a miss by Schuessler. It's 1-1.
Good changeup, kept it away.
Gasparino, who continues to, and he just did it again, moved right back after they warned him. He's going to do it again. So Gasparino doing a little cat and mouse here with the umpires about trying to get back closer behind home plate to get a look at the pitcher. Pitch up and in, 2-1. We saw this yesterday with Gasparino and Flores in the on-deck circle. They like to keep moving farther and farther back behind home plate, and the umpires are trying to get him back closer to the on-deck circle.
Which there is no circle, so.
Right. That's part of the problem. Popped up. Shallow center. Wind will push it out towards Jones. He'll make the grab. It is a wind at 15 to 25 blowing straight out the left center, but it is quickly dying. And by 7 o'clock, it's supposed to be down to like 8 miles an hour blowing out to left center. So kind of like last night, roaring out to begin and then beginning to taper off as we go through the night.
We'll have to check and see. Maybe tomorrow, Saturday, there might be on-deck circles. They may just magically show up.
Maybe get some athletic tape. Let's put it down.
It won't be anything more than that, but.
Well, Gasparino, see if it helped him out any. He'll be in the batter's box now with one out, a runner at first, the preseason Big 12 Freshman of the Year. And he'll take a strike.
Good slider.
Gasparino, 6'6", 210 pounds, out of Los Angeles, California, where he was a high school All-American. His dad, Billy Gasparino, played at Oklahoma State. And then went on to the majors with the Colorado Rockies. Pretty good pedigree. He's a former member of Team USA in the prep ranks, the under-14 national team. Swings through one here.
Another good slider. Just keeping it right inside, right on that inside corner. Change up on the outside part of the plate, so mixing his pitches really well.
I would think at 6'6", Gasparino, who also stands pretty close to the plate. It's Ingram in the first. Texas trying to answer back here in the second. Came inside. Gasparino was ready, but he fouled it away.
It's a 92-mile-an-hour fastball inside. Gasparino was way out in front.
Pretty impressive at 6'6" to get in enough and not be able to get jammed on that pitch. Change up, got it. Strikeout number 2 for Frost.
Done a good job, made good pitches here after giving up the leadoff single. 2 outs now, runner still at first base.
Porter Brown is the batter. Veteran outfielder who started his career at TCU. Was an all Big 12 pick there. MOP of the Big 12 tournament back in 2021. Went to Texas, and he's in his second and final year with the Longhorns. And what a career. 26 home runs, 140 RBIs, 295 career average. 5 years at the Big 12. And 3-0 to Brown. And he has owned K-State in his career. Whether he's been at TCU or at Texas, Porter Brown has hit .440 against K-State over his career, covering 14 games. And over half of those hits are extra base hits. Doubles, triples, homers. He has just been a guy that has, for whatever reason, had K-State's number. Had a double here last night.
Well, you see that in the major leagues. There are certain players that hit better against certain teams. See if Texas is going to run here.
Lifted in the air to left center field. The wind will push it out towards Ingram. And he'll make the grab for the final out. Leadoff base hit by Ballou of no consequence for Frost. Scoreless through 2 for Texas. K-State coming back to the lead off this inning, Kyan Lotus. Boy, Lotus really locked in for the Wildcats here as of late. The redshirt sophomore is 4 for his last 8 with a double and a homer and 4 driven in. That's covering the last 3 games. Homered here last night. You saw it in the opener, if you didn't, in the opening package, where he put it through the batter's eye in center field. And it was a torpedo. I mean, 115 off the bat of Kyan Lotus.
I think it was great of Pete Hughes to get up there and fix the batter's eye also before the ball game. So.
Wasn't him, but there were people that did work on it prior to the game. Yes, 2-2. Just to give Lotus another target.
Head coach doesn't have to do that anymore?
No, those days are over, Mike. Thankfully. Full count here to Lotus, who also earned a walk yesterday, one of the 7 that K-State coaxed out of Texas. And a strikeout begins this inning. So the first out of the frame. Now today being a day that was also a giveaway, Sophie, for today's game. What did fans get today?
Thanks, Brian. Willie's busy right now, but the first 500 fans got one of these really cool white towels that you'll see fans roaming around this whole evening just for another great night of Big 12 baseball.
Rally towels. Although they don't need a rally, they're in front today, although it's a long game. Offenses have ruled so far here. Thank you, Sophie. And there will be another giveaway tomorrow. Lavender koozies. We'll get to see those tomorrow. Going to Rivera.
Glad there weren't any questions in that interview because Willie can't talk.
No,
but
clearly a little bit of stage fright as he was otherwise occupied.
Yeah, he can sign autographs.
1-2, that he can. Everybody loves to give Willie a hard time about not being fully costume mascot, but that's the advantage of Willie having human arms, is that he can give autographs. Not everybody can do that.
Big pause in the mascot thing that doesn't work.
Or wings on fictional birds. It doesn't happen. You cannot sign autographs that way. Rivera swings and misses up high. And that's strikeout number 3 for Whitehead.
Fastball that was out of the zone. Cats have to get back to their patient ways again. Definitely out of the zone.
Linnell Pelletier, catcher for Kansas State, 1 for 4 with a walk and a run last night. Asking the home plate umpire if that was a strike or not. Montreal native. In his 3rd year with K-State, he'll have another year of eligibility left, but he'll have a decision to make whether to go pro or not. He is on the scouts' radar because of his defense. Was the best defensive catcher in the league last year, threw out a league high in runners, 16 of them. Not as many this year, but that's just because people aren't running as much on him.
You can only throw out the ones that try to run against you.
He has thrown out 33% of the runners this year, but not nearly the percentage that he had a year ago, where he got off to such a fantastic start behind the plate. He was just pegging guys left and right. Another full count. One thing, Whitehead has been able to pitch well as far as keeping K-State an offense at bay, but he's thrown a lot of pitches. Pelletier hits one of the air to left. It's going to ride the jet stream, and that is gone. Another opposite field home run for the Wildcats. This one off the bat of Pelletier. His 5th of the season, and Kansas State up 2-0.
Yep. Once again, K-State hitter did a great job. going the other way. Pitch was away, and he just stayed behind it, kept the hands in. And the difference is he was able to drive the ball, get something on it. Yeah, the wind helped, but also there was a little bit of heat behind the ball with the bat. So he did a really good job keeping his hands back and not just making contact, but driving the ball.
Well, that'll bring up David Bishop, who homered here yesterday. Bishop breakout game for the Wildcats yesterday with 4 hits. And had a chance at the cycle, but didn't quite get it. For more on David Bishop, let's go to Sophie Smith again.
Hey, thanks, Brian. When asked how it felt to contribute at the plate at yesterday's game, David Bishop said that he's been struggling a little bit with how he's wanting to hit, but he's been working with coaches, and it felt really great to start implementing those things into the game and starting to see success with it.
Pop this one up right side. The wind may bring it back in. He'll foul it. They've won the series. They'll go for the sweep. And the nightcap. First pitch swinging, and a ball lined into left center field by Texas to lead off here in the third. That's Ryan Galvan, the catcher. And Galvan is into second with a double, so the leadoff man on for the Longhorns. Galvan wearing a different number today. Couldn't find his gray jersey, so thus wearing 52.
And leadoff batter on, second inning in a row for Texas.
Another extra base hit for the Longhorns in this series. Galvan had been scuffling a bit for his last 4 before that swing, his 6th double. So he's in scoring position for D. Kennedy, one of the many freshmen on this team for the Longhorns. Another guy that had put up great high school numbers, district MVP down in Fort Worth, Texas, but has scuffled a bit out of the gate. Just 200 to begin the year. Hits this one a mile high straight up at home plate. It's Bishop coming in, and he'll make the grab.
Good job by Bishop. That wind's going to bring the ball back into the infield. Pelletier took a look at it to begin with, but that was the first baseman's ball all the way, and good communication for everybody else to stay out of the way.
K-State will put a shift on for the lefty Jared Thomas. You see Bishop guarding the sun. Tough time of night for the fielders on the right side of the diamond. K-State has got 3 infielders to the right side of second base against Thomas. Struck out looking his first time up. And a good block by Pelletier. And that, my friends, is part of the reason why he's an all Big 12 catcher.
And if you notice, the block was square with the ball, and it went in front of home plate rather to one side or the other, which you can advance on one side or the other. It's very hard to do that.
This ball is crushed by Thomas to left. That'll be a 2-run homer. We are tied up. Thomas with a sprint around the bases. He may catch Galvan at home plate. There was a no-doubter off the bat of Thomas, so he takes a page out of what K-State did early, going the other way, and the Longhorns have tied this game up on their 50th homer of the season.
Yep. Same thing. Pitch was away, and he just drove it the opposite way, kept his hands inside. The thing that's a little concerning for Frost right now is the number of fly ball outs, because this is with the wind blowing out to right or left center field. Ball can carry, and they don't have to get great contact on it in order to get out of the yard. So there's been 1, 2, 3, 4 fly ball outs to the outfield. A couple of them were to the warning track.
It's not necessarily a team you want to try and play home run derby with. Wildcats can hold their own, certainly, but they've led the league in home runs or have been second the last 3 years running. This Longhorn team has been off to a fantastic start on the long ball. Powell halfway through wanted to stop his swing, but too late. 2-2. Powell, a breakout hitter a year ago for the Longhorns at third base. The redshirt senior hitting .375. 1 for 4 here last night. And a full count. Frost trying to recalibrate as he works to lefty Powell. A strikeout. The ball gets past Pelletier. He'll have to catch and throw to first, and it nearly hits Powell as the ball comes in the field of play, and that will allow Powell to reach. So a strikeout added to the ledger for Jacob Frost, his third, but then a mistake by K-State, a rare mistake by the Wildcats defense, which has been the best of the Big 12.
A situation where Pelletier, instead of going to block the ball, it really wasn't in the dirt necessarily. He just whiffed at it and he hit his foot and went off to one side, and then the throw still would have got the runner Powell, except for he threw it into the baseline. Bishop was set up in foul territory. If he'd had a good throw in foul territory, he would have gotten the out, but it was into the runner, and good job by Lotus backing up the play.
Well, pass ball ruled against Pelletier for the runner on first. No error. Flores trying to go the other way, fouls this one off. 1-2. I'm going to go ahead and take the blame for that. It's like the old announcer jinx on a kicker. You start talking about a guy and how good of defense they play, and then invariably a mistake is made. So that's on me. I'm going to tell Raph tomorrow, that one's on me, son. I went and I jinxed it. I started talking about how great a defender he is, and then that happens. So, and then another high fly ball to left, and this one will be gone. Another two-run homer by Texas, and here we go. The Longhorns starting to cycle up the power-up button, and they're trying to do to K-State what K-State did to them. Texas got the early lead on a couple of home runs, and then the Cats came back. The Longhorns doing the same with a 4-run third.
And the importance, or that ball was smashed. That's going to be one run, except for the pass ball and the bad throw by Pelletier. That made it into a two-run home run. And those are the little things that Texas did last night that Kansas State can't do when you have an offense as potent as Texas. There are going to be solo home runs in this game. There's going to be more of them just with the way the wind's blowing. But you just can't let other base runners without them swinging the bat.
Frost has had an issue, too, of falling behind hitters. He has fallen behind nearly everybody in this inning and is behind Ballou, Big 12 home run leader, at 2-0. Comes to the fastball, and it's fouled straight back. 2-1. So double homer, a strikeout pass ball, then another homer. Those are the 4 runs, 3 of them earned against Frost here in the third, and Texas already up 4-2. 3-1.
Texas has hit 21 home runs now in 7 games of conference play. That's quite a feat.
Yes, it is. Probably ball 4, but Ballou went after it. 3-2.
Really getting tied up with that fastball on the inside part of the plate.
Line to Brady Day. So Ballou hits it on the nose, but an atom ball makes it the second out.
That fastball stayed out over the plate, and Ballou hung some laundry on it. It was a line shot. Day did a good job because that ball was hooking away from him.
This ball is hammered out towards left field by Schussler, but it will not leave the park. Brendan Jones able to range over and make the grab. 7 come to the plate. Order against Ace Whitehead. Chuck Ingram homered in the first and swings through a fastball to begin his second at bat here in the third. Ingram, Jones, Day. If anybody gets on, Culpepper for the Wildcats. Ingram puts one into right center field. This one will find its way into the wall and bounce up high off the wall and over the wall. So Ingram, who was probably thinking 3, will settle for a ground rule double, and he continues to pepper the opposite way against Ace Whitehead.
What a great approach he has at the plate right now. Pitch up and away and just went with it. Drove it in the gap. And the Cats, runner at second, nobody out. Opportunity to answer the 4-run third inning by the Longhorns.
102 off the bat of Chuck Ingram, according to our crew. So Ingram continues to just mash the baseball. Strike 1 to Jones. Strikeout victim his first time up. 3 already in the game for Whitehead. Jones will get the runner to third. And the ground out to Kennedy at second. So now 1 out. And Brady Day to the plate. He doubled inside the bag at first.
Productive out by Jones. Important to try to answer that 4 spot. You get a runner at second base, nobody out. Get him in scoring position. Texas is playing back. So a ground ball or a decent fly ball will score the run.
Ball 1 today. Texas banking on, as many I'm sure watching are banking on, that this game will not stay at 4-2 based on the 2 potent offenses we have. And there you go, ground ball to second. Kennedy's only played at first. The run is in. And the Wildcats 2 ground balls. They're going to manufacture a run and get the lead cut to 1.
Good team baseball. A lot of game left. Scored single run the first 3 innings. Keep the pressure on Texas.
Been a quick inning as far as pitches for Ace Whitehead comparative to his first 2. He threw 46 pitches in the first 2 innings. He's thrown just 6 pitches so far here in the third. Culpepper, after the first pitch, gets jammed. Culpepper flied out to right, hit it well, but hit it right at Ballou in right field.
Right field, first base, second base. Tough sun fields right now.
Probably will be for another 30 minutes or so, or maybe an hour.
Out to right field, particularly later it gets, the tougher it gets in the game.
Culpepper being played to pull. So far he's tried to go the other way. 0-2. Whitehead pitching quickly. Just inside. We didn't see much patience from head coach David Pierce yesterday, but based on the ability of Whitehead to go deep in games, they'll probably stick with him for a while unless it gets just too crazy. Culpepper does go the other way here and slices one into right. So another hit for Culpepper, and he has hit now in 4 straight and reached in 13 in a row.
Did a great job with 2 strikes. Pitch out over the plate and just went with it. Saw a lot of that last night. Have seen a lot of that during this 10-game winning streak.
It's a very confident team right now for K-State. Nick English mentioning that after the game last night. A team that's feeling just pretty good about themselves right now. Long way to go still yet in the season. Over first, check on Culpepper. And postseason doesn't start till the end of May, so here we are at end of March. Still got 2 full months of the season to go. Not quite yet to the halfway point. Ball bounces in. Culpepper thought about it, but will hold at first. 1-1 to Nick English. He was our player of the game last night. 2 doubles, 3 RBIs. And his bases loaded double in the 8-run second was the kind of the key hit that broke the game open for the Wildcats. Trying to provide some 2-out magic here. Galvan sets up inside. Pitch back out over the plate. Fooled the umpire as well. 2-1.
Good take there. I thought almost like he was crossed. The catcher was crossed up, but you can't really get crossed up anymore. So I don't know.
You can see everybody wears those wristwatches. Catcher has an earpiece, tells them what the pitch is. Inside too low. 3-1 now to English. You got Lotus, hot hitter on deck. Whitehead will take a minute. Culpepper caught last night for the first time this season. 10 steals in 11 tries for the 5-tool player. Well, English wanted that. Fastball at 88. And he fouled it back.
He was up a little bit, just missed it.
A mistake pitch by Whitehead that he got away with. Now at 3-2, you got a fastball count. Culpepper will be off with the pitch. What does English get here?
Cats have done a good job at the back end here, last 2 or 3 hitters, of getting the pitch count back up. Over 60 pitches, and we're here in the 3rd inning.
Foul ball off the bat of English. Inner half, K-State has been pulling the ball. Outer half, they've been doing a good job of going the other way. Whitehead trying not to give in to K-State's right-handed hitters and allow them to continue to pepper the right side of the diamond. A huge hole right side for K-State with a shift on for English. Strike 3 called, and that'll end the inning. Strikeout number 4 for the Longhorns.
Next to him.
No, true. Just looking around, looking at his phone and all that stuff. And the Horns are getting me, son. Gasparino to lead it off for the Longhorns here in the 4th. He'll foul one off. He struck out his first time up. Frost at 48 pitches, as you see, just shy of 50. He had a long 3rd inning, giving up the 4 runs, 2 2-run homers. So pumping strikes here to begin the 4th, which is what K-State wants. There are bodies in each bullpen, but nobody throwing. Texas does have an arm up, but the warm up on, so maybe just getting in a session. 1-2, the count to Gasparino. 4 runs on 4 hits for the Longhorns. K-State has countered with 3 runs on 5 hits. A little pretty good so far Saturday afternoon and now evening of baseball.
Friday.
I know, gosh dang. I keep thinking it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday series. Totally messed up. 2-2 into the shift past Rivera. So the Wildcats felt Gasparino was going to pull it. He obliged, but Rivera unable to handle the hot shot. And a base hit for the freshman. Texas, the leadoff man, on for the 3rd straight inning. And now Porter Brown flat out his last time up. And the first pitch way upstairs, ball 1.
Frost has had more control problems or getting behind the left-handed hitters than he has with the right-handed hitters.
Brown will foul this one off, right side, 1-1. Brown got ahead, to your point, 3-1 in his first at bat against K-State's Frost, but then had a lazy fly ball to left. Wind still blowing pretty strongly out towards left field. Now throw to first, and they just about got Gasparino.
Takes a little while for him to get down to the bag. He's such a tall player. And he was in there.
and in. 2-1. Look at Jacob Frost. Ground ball off the mound right to Culpepper. He'll step on the bag and not throw to first.
It was going to take a hard hit ball like that in order to double off Brown. But once he bobbled it, you just get the force out and live to the next hitter.
I think this ball took a little bit of a funky spin once it hit the mound, and that may have contributed to why Culpepper was unable to catch it clean. Still, Brown at first now, replacing Gasparino. One out for Galvan, the catcher. And he's behind 0-1. Galvan doubled into left center field his first at bat. Frost trying to freeze Brown, will throw over. This is a Texas team that does not run a lot. It's the antithesis of what you're used to, at least if you're a college baseball fan and historically followed Texas baseball for decades. It was always small ball, speed, bunts, great pitching. It's the complete opposite of that now. They are a slugging team that does not look to run often. Just 18 stolen bases, only 23 attempts total in 26 games.
And Brown has 3 of the 6 stolen bases they've gotten in conference play.
He's going to go here from his knees. Pelletier's throw is not in time. So just again, as we're saying that, Porter Brown decides he will run on Pelletier.
He's one of them in their lineup that will run.
Didn't look like Pelletier was quite ready to.
I don't think he was alerted that the base runner was running.
And 2-1 the count to Galvan. Now a runner in scoring positions. 5 hits aside. A 4-3 lead for Texas. And the Longhorns threatening with a runner in scoring position, just 1 out here in the 4th. That is socked into left center field again by Galvan. A chance at more extra bases. This will get the run in. And it is 5-3 in favor of Texas.
Yeah, that was a fastball right down the middle, belt high. If you're going to throw that pitch, you got to get it down in the zone. And I said belt high. It was a little higher than that. It was right in his sweet spot. And he has his second double of the game. First RBI of the game.
Now D. Kennedy swings through a changeup. Pop out to Bishop on the right side of the infield, his first time up.
Just missed on the outside part of the play, or outside corner. He's got good run. He just needs to keep that ball down. Another good changeup.
Hearing the offseason about Frost, that was one of the things that was described about him, was his changeup was maybe his best pitch. One-two is grounded left side foul.
Same thing again.
Do it again. Texas with another run in this inning to make it 5-3. They've scored all 5 in the last 2 frames. And unsurprisingly, it's more extra base hits. 2 doubles, 2 homers in today's game for the Longhorns, make up 4 of the 6 hits. And a 2-2 count now to Kennedy. Off the end of the bat towards left field. Ingram will just stare at it. Kennedy has done it again. Another 2-run homer. He hit one yesterday, and the freshman hits one today. The third 2-run homer of the game for Texas, and it is 7-3 Longhorns.
Another off-speed pitch, changeup, but this one was up in the zone. And that allowed Kennedy to get up and hook it over the fence in left field. Young man took a hanging slider yesterday and hit a 2-run home run. Today, changeup up in the zone, and able to drive it out of the ballpark.
And what we heard prior to this series from the Texas folks was this was a team that did not miss mistakes. If you made mistakes in the zone, they were going to hit it. Josh Wintrobe yesterday did a good job of limiting that as Frost throws one to the screen. For Frost, he has unfortunately not been able to limit those mistakes, and Texas has made him pay. Still plenty of ball game left. If anything, K-State again scoring 14 yesterday. They have averaged 11 runs a game here at home and 11 during this 10-game win streak. So scoring has not been an issue, but you'd rather not have the Longhorns put up a huge number.
Last 2 pitches down in the zone where you want them. Change up and a fastball.
Into the shift. They will take care of Thomas for out number 2. And Pete Hughes out of the K-State dugout. And that'll be it for Frost. So tough day for the Wildcat starter, under 200 pounds. There are his numbers on the year. He's pitched in 3 Big 12 games to this point. Was able to pick up the win in relief at Houston in the Saturday game down in that series sweep last weekend. Went 2 1/3 of one-hit shutout baseball, and the Cats are hoping for more success like that for the freshman here today, working behind Jacob Frost. 3 2/3 for Frost, 7 runs, 6 earned on 7 hits. He's responsible still. Well, I should say the base is clear, so he's clean on the day. He did throw 1 wild pitch in the game. And now Dean. So we'll see what Dean can offer up for the Wildcats. He warmed for a little bit yesterday, but never did come in, so K-State will use him today. They have their 2 ace relievers, Wentworth and Neighbors, both available, with Pete Hughes, Rudy Darrow to his right, the pitching coach for K-State. Likely waiting till later in the game before they dip into Wentworth Neighbors, and they certainly would want the score to be a little bit more in their favor.
Only important innings for Dean here. Needs to shut down the Longhorn offense. Still plenty of time. A lot of baseball to play yet.
94, the first pitch to Peyton Powell from Dean. Missed ball 1. Powell struck out his last time up, but the ball got away from Pelletier, and Powell was able to reach first. He would score on Flores' 2-run homer. Flores in the on-deck circle. 2-0 is lifted high in the air to left. Ingram looks like he has a beat on it. And he'll make the grab for the final out. Wildcats 6, 7, 8 hitters due up in the fourth as they try to play come from behind baseball. Kyan Lotus to lead things off. Struck out against Whitehead back in the second. Brian Smolder, Mike Clark with you. Sophie Smith as well. Lotus behind 0-2.
2 fastballs, one on the outside corner and one on the inside part of the plate.
One and 2 the count to Lotus. During this 10-game win streak, there have been a couple of games where it looks like K-State has just not had their day. And it looked like they were destined for a loss, and no one would have begrudged them. Lotus with a ground ball here to first. Going to be a race to the bag, and he is out by just a half a step. K-State may want to look at this.
Whitehead was a little late. Was falling off to the third base side and had to pirouette and then sprint.
Definitely beat Lotus to the bag. The question now would be, did his foot actually hit the bag? First base umpire is Matt Anderson. So they will say he is indeed out. Mike Morris, the crew chief, with the call.
Third baseman, Daniel Rivera.
So 1 out in the fourth. Daniel Rivera struck out his first time at the plate. Whitehead has struck out 4. And gets ahead of Rivera.
Soft stuff, and then when they get ahead in the count with Rivera, they come with heat up, which that was a fastball up in the zone.
At 84. Two and 1. First year with the Wildcats, the super senior from Southern New Hampshire.
Good take right there. Sharp breaking pitch, broke down under his bat, was able to hold off, get ahead in the count 3-1.
Outside ball 4. That is the first walk of the game issued by Whitehead. So Mike talked about that as one of the keys to victory for Texas. They had issued 7 free passes in a hit batter yesterday. Today, that's the first time they've put an extra runner on base. Now, Rivera stole over 50 bases last year at Southern New Hampshire, so he has speed to burn. So Whitehead will have to be mindful of him at first. 7 steals, 7 tries for Rivera this year through 24 games. And now Pelletier. Pelletier with a home run in the second inning. And all of a sudden, Whitehead having some trouble with the strike zone.
Cats have to stay patient. Swing at his pitch, you could get a ground ball at an infielder. If you'll be patient, could get a walk or get a well-hit ball.
Three and 0. Oh boy, that challenge, if anything, seems to have broken up the rhythm of Whitehead. That long delay while the umpires took a look at that play at first. Pelletier likely taken all the way here, and he does on ball 4. Back-to-back walks will likely draw a visit from David Pierce, and yes, sir, that is the case. Head coach slash pitching coach on his way to the mound for the entire infield, and K-State Had a big day here yesterday, and a big spot for the Cats at the moment. 2 on, 1 out. And a ground ball right to short, could be 2. Kennedy's turned back to first in time, and an inning-ending 6-4-3 double play ends the threat. So 2 walks. 5th, the clean inning in front of a packed house at Toyton Family Stadium. First pitch swinging, a big chopper to third base. It'll be a foul ball, even though Rivera is able to showcase his arm. Converted shortstop, taking over third base this year. Flores has one of those 3 2-run homers today. Sophomore for the Longhorns. Hit just 175 last year as a true freshman out of San Antonio, but 324 this year. Ground ball here, knocked down by Dean, but this will end up being an infield hit.
It's one of those where if he lets it go, Brady Day was in perfect position, but that's very hard for pitchers not to try to make a play. And a ball right up the middle, you have to know where your defense is also. It's 4 straight innings of leadoff batter getting on.
Tough way to live. Now Ballou, who has hit the ball hard twice, single to right and a line out to Brady Day. K-State, instead of a shift for Ballou, will have the middle infield looking for a double play. And 0-2 to the slugger.
Real nice slider. You could say that about their whole lineup, slugger.
True. One that bounces past Pelletier to the backstop. That'll allow Flores to get down to second. A chance for Pelletier there. Still 1-2. Wild pitch is Dean's 5th of the year, which is the most on the K-State roster. And another one.
Let's see if Kansas State brings the infield in here. Still a lot of game left.
We heard Sophie talk about this at the outset of the game. Pete Hughes mentioned it after yesterday. That K-State just played a really clean game all the way around. And they've been doing that during the 10-game win streak. But today, no errors on the board, but a couple of mental mistakes by K-State defensively. They get the strikeout on Ballou, and that's a big one. With the infield in, at least 1 out on the strikeout by Dean.
Good slider down in the zone.
Schussler has flied out twice to center.
The infield's still in.
Dean hoping for a ground ball. If the ball is put in play, ground ball off the bat of Schussler right at one of those infielders to cut down Flores. Yeah, and as we said before, K-State has shown the ability to come back from some pretty big holes this year, but you'd rather not continue to stack up runs for Texas.
Real good slider. 1-2. I'll make a good strikeout pitch here.
He went around, tagged out by Pelletier. Back-to-back strikeouts. So Dean, who put himself in this position with knocking down what would have been a ground out, turning it into an infield hit, and then back-to-back wild pitches. At least partly able to get back into it here with 2 strikeouts, and now he'll deal with Gasparino, who's 1 for 2. And K-State will move the infield back and over to the left. And the slider greets Gasparino, or a fastball greets Gasparino. 94 from Dean. And it's 0-2 to the freshman. Dean trying to give the home crowd a little bit of a thrill here going to the 5th. Top of the order due up for K-State. Can he get out of the jam? Dean strikes out the side. The ball gets away. Pelletier gets another throw. It's high, and it pulls the first baseman off the bag. And Texas adds a run. For the second time in today's game, Kansas State unable to execute a wild pitch on a strikeout.
Well, Pelletier did a great job getting it knocked down and keeping it in front. He was in good position to make the throw, just like fielding a bunt, but the ball just sailed on him.
And now K-State wants to challenge the call at first. If there's anything there that would say that needs to be overturned. Mike Morris, the crew chief. Yep, there you go. 8-3 Texas on what will be an error by Pelletier. And the second unearned run across. So K-State, who has been the best defensive team in the Big 12 all season, has made a number of mistakes today, and it's cost them. Ground ball, a hot shot to second. So Dean only needs one more pitch to get the inning ended, but Texas adds another run. The rubber game tomorrow on Saturday. 0-1 to Chuck Ingram to lead off the 5th. 3 hits here yesterday for Ingram. And 2-0 to Chuck. Now, at the end of the 4th, Whitehead was having some trouble with command and got kind of bailed out as David Bishop grounded into an inning-ending double play. But that has carried over a bit here into the 5th. And there is 2 arms up in the bullpen behind Whitehead as he starts here in the 5th.
Yeah, after walking 2 batters, Bishop ground out on a changeup that was down and out of the zone. He was able to end what could have been a nice rally for the Wildcats.
Toll is the right-hander, Loomis is the lefty. Ingram hits it sharply, but right at the shift. Kennedy playing up the middle. And the first man out here in the 5th. Been a good series for Kennedy, both defensively and offensively.
Yeah, offensively hadn't done much this season, and he's Babe Ruth here these first 2 games.
Came in hitting 172, but he's hit 2 two-run homers this weekend.
He's hit 2 mistakes, and that's what good ball players do. Regardless of how you're doing in the past, you see a mistake, make the other team pay.
Now, what did David Pierce tell us? Again, it usually takes about half the season, but then these freshmen start to get a feel for the game at this level, and all of a sudden they'll break out and have a great finish. 1-1 foul tipped by Jones, 1-2.
A little slider. Got Jones out in front just a little bit. It's 86 pitches now here in the 5th inning. They'll go 115 to 120, so.
Kennedy again. Lower throw, but in plenty of time. 2 gone.
Second baseman, Brady Day.
Brady Day has a double and an RBI groundout. He, like Jared Thomas, hitting right around 500 in Big 12 play. The second baseman for the Wildcats as he'll bat here for the third time against Ace Whitehead. Whitehead really giving Texas what they needed after LeBaron Johnson blew up and couldn't get out of the second inning yesterday.
Absolutely. That needed to save the bullpen, even though a couple of their better bullpen guys didn't throw yesterday because the game had gotten out of hand.
We didn't see Boehm, who's one of their best arms, out of the pen yesterday. The last couple of years, the story around Texas in the bullpen has been Tanner Witt, who was a highly decorated freshman, came in with a lot of promise, then went through Tommy John surgery and just hasn't recovered the way that they had hoped, and has struggled at the tail end of last year when he came back, and then has struggled again this year. And no word if he'll be available for the Longhorns this weekend. They trying to protect on a high one, and he popped it up. Left side, Powell makes the grab. Cats go quietly in the fifth. Scoreless 3 innings, or scoreless. Spring football well underway for the Wildcats. Galvan has had a big day today. He might permanently switch his number from 6 to 52. He has doubled twice, scored 2 runs, and driven in a run. And jumps ahead here against Dean, 2-0. 8-3 Texas. They have scored in each of the last 3 innings. They've outscored K-State 8-1 in that time frame. In the meantime, Whitehead has done enough on the mound to keep K-State at bay. A red-hot offense for the Wildcats that's been limited to just 3 runs on 5 hits. Line drive to right, and a 3-hit game for Galvan. I'm serious. He should not ever wear number 6 again.
Now, 52 is his number.
Yep.
And that's the 5th straight inning with the leadoff batter getting on base, which has been a recipe for scoring runs for Texas. Did a good job on the fastball, went away with it. It's the difference between getting ahead in the count, behind in the count. When Dean's ahead in the count, that slider's deadly. But behind in the count, you have to come with the fastball a lot more, and that's what's happened here the last 3 or 4 innings for the Wildcat pitchers.
Kennedy bunted at it foul.
That's a great location from the pit for the pitcher. You want the ball up. It's harder to get the bottom part of the bat on the ball on a pitch that's a fastball up in the zone.
Popped up bunt again. Dean will catch and then fire it over the first baseman's head. Bishop will not be able to get it in time to get the runner at second, and K-State again makes a mistake defensively.
Problem he had was he was thrown off of the side of the mound. He caught it and he was on the back side of the mound, turned, did not make the adjustment. See it there, and then when he makes that step, arm is at a different angle. So, second error of the ball game, but one of many defensive mistakes the Cats have made here in the first 5 innings, 6 innings of the game.
It's the second error of the year on Dean. Top of the order, Jared Thomas. He has a 2-run homer today. We'll start 0-2 here against Dean, facing him for the first time. Thomas will strike out. Dean has struck out 4.
Head in the count. You could throw that slider, and it's really good. Behind in the count, you have to come more with the fastballs.
Peyton Powell was the first batter to face Blake Dean. And Dean misses away, ball 1. Notice this with both Powell and Thomas. When they come to the plate, they get in the box and then they leave the box. Pitcher's ready to go, but the umpire's holding up play until Powell returns to the box. It should not be that way. The pitch clock should start when the pitcher is ready to go. 2-0 the count to Powell. Again, right here, pitcher on the rubber. The pitch clock should start. Shouldn't be waiting on the hitter. Ground ball to second. Should be the inning. Day takes care of that, so the error proves to be of no issue. And the Cats work around the leadoff base hit. Some work to do for the Wildcats. Texas up 5 on number 23. Another inning, maybe more. Trying to keep K-State at bay. First pitch swing. Culpepper hits one 2 miles, but it's well foul. And just a long, loud strike.
A little slider that stayed up, and Culpepper just couldn't stay back.
One and one. A single today for Culpepper. He's hitting 4 straight. He got this one. A no-doubter for Culpepper. Back-to-back days with a home run for the Cats superstar. Their 3rd of the day. Albeit a solo home run, it does give a little bit of life to the K-State dugout and fans.
The Cats match Texas 3 home runs. The difference is Texas has 3 2-run home runs. Cats have 3 solo home runs. But a lot of game left.
So Culpepper seems to be heating up. 6th of the year for Culpepper, who hit 10 a season ago. Now English. A squibber off the bat, right back to the pitcher on the first pitch. And he will be out at first. And that's the first out.
Change up and just grounded right back. Easy play for the pitcher, Whitehead.
A little bit of a bailout for Whitehead. The 2 pitchers in the bullpen behind him are warm and ready, but right shy of 100 pitches. 1 pitch, 1 out. Certainly an advantage for him as he'll deal with Lotus. Lotus is 0 for 2. Takes 1 low. Strikeout and a ground out.
You know, Whitehead's taking advantage of positions, double play ball. You know, Cats looked like they were going to have a rally. First pitch changeup, got the double play ball. Here, home run, momentum's jumped into the Cats dugout. First pitch changeup, ground out right back to the pitcher.
Fastball at 85. Past Lotus. 1-2.
Just can't swing at that. Looks awfully good coming up there, but it's out of the zone and allows him to go to a pitch that he wants to throw. Difference between 2-1 and 1-2 is huge. Good take. Same pitch he swung at earlier.
See the catcher Galvan. He flashed the mitt high, trying to get the target set, but not leave his mitt there. Came right at him, but fouled away by Lotus.
Just ran that fastball in on his hand. Lotus did a good job fouling it off.
My guess is Texas would love to see Whitehead finish the 6th. This will be pitch number 104. He is sat right around 110 to 120. Lotus puts this one in the gap in left center. Even Gasparino can't get it. It's beyond him, into the wall and into the corner. Lotus round second. He's going to take off for third. He will be in with a triple.
Again, that's the deepest part of the field here at the Jointon Stadium. Got a fastball, just drove it the other way once it got past Gasparino. Lotus was going all the way to third base. Cats have a runner at third and only one out. Need Rivera to have a quality at bat here. They're going to play the infield deep.
They'll concede the run for an out, trying to prevent the big inning. Ball one to Rivera. Now Rivera, while striking out in his first at bat, worked a walk in his last at bat against Whitehead. One of the only 2 issued today. And here comes David Pierce out of the Texas dugout. Will this be it for Ace Whitehead? And the answer, not yet delivered. I thought he was going to point to the bullpen right there. Checking on Whitehead. Loomis, the left-hander, is the guest appearance 8 days ago against Air Force. Fastball thrown in for a strike at 87. Toll, even as big as he is not a hard thrower. 86 to 88 with a fastball. A slider in the upper 70s and a changeup in the upper 70s. Rivera holding and waiting, but he flies it foul right side. This will be out of play. 2 strikes, though, by Toll after inheriting a 1-0 count. And he's ahead on Rivera.
Rivera wants to get the ball in play.
Slider in the outside corner.
That was a great take.
Well, just before this at bat, before Toll came into the game, Pete Hughes pulled Rivera aside for a word. See if it pays off. 3-2 and a fantastic stop by Galvan, who's having a great game. Whoever stole the 6th jersey and misplaced it, it was the best thing that happened to Ryan Galvan. Rivera, a little looper right side of the infield. Kennedy's going to come home with it, and K-State got in ahead of the tag. Galvan is insisting that he got it down in head of the hand of Lotus. But Mark Hutchinson at home plate said he was safe, and we'll see what Texas elects to do. They have yet to challenge one here, but Galvan was insistent that his sweep back towards the dish got in ahead of Lotus's hand.
I thought the hand got in there, but that was just initial reaction looking down at this play.
Fantastic move. Well, you're blocked on that vision,
yeah.
But a fantastic move by Galvan to get back to home plate, because the throw was not good from Kennedy. And if those are the only 2 angles, Texas will not win this challenge.
The thing is again, we got a freshman second baseman. That play is at first base. You got a 4-run lead. You want outs right here. You're trying to stay out of the big inning. Let that run score, get the out, base is clear. But by doing that, if the call stands, Cats have a runner at first base, still just 1 out in the inning. So we'll see what happens.
Again, here is where the angles are what they are. Galvan was insistent, but you can see right there that Mark Hutchinson points to where he saw the hand slide. And again, you're blocked on both of these angles. I don't know that unless there's another angle, there's just no way you can overturn the call by the umpire who's standing right there. And yeah, they're going to try and.
Yep,
you can't
be able to see that. I thought the hand got in there when he swept back in. He made, he put the tag on. It was a heck of a play by Galvan, but
yeah.
I think the hand was in, and then he tagged him in the arm, but the hand was already on home plate.
It's like the other two replays that we've had tonight. I think if the call was the other way around, you could maybe make an argument the other way, but it's just you can't see clearly if the hand's on the plate or not. So I don't know how you could overturn this, even as insistent that Galvan was that he had the play. Here comes Mike Morris. And the call will stand. K-State has pulled another run back. They're down by 3. And as Mike said, the inning continues with a runner at first. That will not go in as an error, but a fielder's choice. So similar to some other plays we've seen tonight, not an error, but a mistake defensively leads to a run for the opponent. Pelletier, who has a homer and a walk, will get his first look at Toll. That run goes on the line of Whitehead. So his line won't look great. 5 1/3, 5 runs allowed. But he did enough to, on an offensive day, keep K-State at bay and long enough for the bullpen to try and hold it. 2 pickoff throws to check on Rivera. Toll has had 5 stolen bases against him, 5 tries.
He's a little long to the plate, and you've got a left-handed hitter up.
Pelletier may take a pitch or two. And he's not a high velocity guy to the plate either.
Right.
Let's see if Rivera decides to try and get going. Galvan did throw out 2 runners yesterday, but K-State also swiped 2 bags. Rivera is not going. 1-1 to Pelletier. The Wildcats with 2 here in the 6th. Cut a 5-run gap to 3. Trying to win their 11th in a row. No strike to make it 1-2. It's here trying to pull it through that hole right side. Stays 1-2.
Toll is pretty deliberate to the plate.
Paying a lot of attention to Rivera at first. Loomis, the left-hander, looks to be ready in the bullpen for Texas. Pelletier ropes that into right center field. That's going to get down for a hit. Rivera read it well. He's on his way to third as it's bobbled in the outfield, and nobody can take advantage other than just the runners at the corners, 1 out.
So the tying run comes up to the plate. 1 out. See how nice and short Pelletier's swing was there with 2 strikes. Just did a really nice job hitting the ball into right center field. Rivera goes first to third.
But now David Bishop, a chance at redemption. He hit into a double play with 2 on, 1 out in the 4th. Swinging at the first pitch. He will take a breaking ball here for a strike. Bishop, the big day yesterday, 4 for 5. I heard from Sophie earlier about Bishop had been working with Austin Waits to correct some things in his swing and felt like he was starting to have some success with it now. Big chance for the big first baseman.
Good take. Starting with 2 sliders. A lot of room on the right side of that infield if there's a mistake with that slider.
Big cut comes up empty. 1-2.
3 sliders in a row.
Galvan saves another run. Bishop hits one in the air to right. Well struck. Back is Bellew, and he catches it up against the wall, but that's more than deep enough to get the run across. 2 outs on the set fly by Bishop, who flirted with a game-time 3-run homer.
That was a really good at-bat. Another slider, but this one hung. So he was able to drive it, didn't swing too much, too hard to pull off of it. And it's a 2-run game, and the tying run's still at the plate here in the 6th inning. A lot of game left.
So the Wildcats have rallied with 3 here in the 6th. Chuck Ingram 2 for 3 with a homer and a double. His first look at Toll. And he'll take low for a ball. Ingram has hit in 6 straight. Ingram crushes one deep towards left field. It is gone, and we are tied.
A no-doubter. Pitch was off-speed pitch. Just a little bit up, but away, and he was able to get around and hook it.
Well, Chuck Ingram was super excited going around the bases, and I'm wondering if there isn't. Good job by our camera crew catching that. Emmy Award-winning KSAT HDTV crew. Will Rizza, our producer-director today. Lizzie Franco, our TD. Matt Jordan on graphics. And I can't go through the entire roster, but listen, it's an all-star cast and
best in the business.
Doing a great job. Andy Leach, who oversees all of that production for us, does a great job. Well, the Wildcats have done it again. The Rally Cats have tied this game up at 8. Brendan Jones is the 8th man to bat in what is now a 5-run 6th.
Good slider. They've been able to get that slider inside. Grounded out twice to the second baseman and struck out. He hasn't been able to get real good contact yet.
Two and two. This inning started Kalen Culpepper with a solo homer and a no-doubter to left. A great at bat by Lotus with a triple, kind of kept it going, chased Whitehead from the game. Jones with a rocket towards the Texas dugout.
How important was the throw to home plate rather than getting the out?
That was on Rivera with the infield conceding a run, so to speak, but playing a little bit back. But Kennedy decided to come home. Galvan nearly made it a sensational tag, but on review, there was no clear angle to show that he had. Jones fouls it back, and then Bishop with a near game-tying 3-run homer, a sac fly to right. And then Chuck Ingram took a 1-0 pitch and hit it a mile, 422. Another triple-digit exit velocity out to left field to tie this thing up. And this place electrified. Jones strikes out. The inning is over. But K-State sends 8 to the plate as he'll stride to the mound to face the 3-4-5 in the lineup for Texas. And a fastball at 95 to open the at-bat to Jalen Flores.
Good heat up. He's got a very good changeup.
96 from Wentworth.
Well, and where the location is, it's almost unhittable.
Wentworth kind of more unconventional over-the-top delivery.
Really hides the ball well and got a lot of arms and legs.
There were a lot of scouts that are here tonight and were here at the series all weekend, and they are attentive to this young man. Just a redshirt sophomore, but because 3 years at college, he is draft eligible. Fastball by Flores, line to left. Ingram will have to play it off the base of the wall. Flores runs well, but Ingram's got a good arm, and into second is Flores. The ball hits him as he slides into second. Hopefully he's all right. It'll be a leadoff double by Jalen Flores.
It's a fastball right down the middle. He did a good job of turning it back around. And that hit him right in the helmet.
Culpepper's relay. You can see Culpepper went over to talk to Flores, so trying to apologize for the mistake.
Couldn't tell if the relay was offline or not, because if it was online, the throw would have beaten Flores at the second base. The cutoff actually gave him the opportunity, but the throw may have been offline. So
lead run at second. Wentworth now to deal with Max Ballou, and it's 2-0. Blake Dean, 2 1/3 in relief for the Wildcats. Only allowed 1 unearned run. Good changeup, there it is, 84. How about another?
Yep.
Shot up the middle of the base hit. Ballou will drive in the lead run, and Texas goes back in front.
Another changeup. This one stayed up in the zone, and Ballou was looking for it and just drove it right back up the middle. Good job of hitting by Ballou. And like I said, he's on fire in the Big 12 play.
Bunt put down right to Wentworth. Low throw and pulls Bishop off the bag. A normally very good fielding team in K-State has made a number of mistakes here tonight.
Just pulled him off the bag.
And Pete Hughes wants to go talk with Wentworth.
I think that because the second baseman's in a shift.
Gasparino bunts at one that bounced into home plate. And that caught a piece of Pelletier. Gasparino for sure was bunting. That hit him right in the neck. Yeah, right underneath the mask.
They've got a little bar that goes on the bottom side of the mask, but he didn't have his neck down, so the ball was able to come up underneath that. It hits right in Adam's apple, right in the throat area.
See, it's all red for Pelletier. Been a tough day for Pelletier behind the plate. His other side, Galvan, has had a tremendous day defensively and offensively. Pelletier has done well at the plate as well. A homer today and a base hit. Gasparino was bunting. Squares again. Good bunt. Wentworth gets another shot. This time he executes it to first. And the runners move up.
I wonder if there was a pickoff play there, because Brady Day broke to the bag while Wentworth was still in the set position. Had an opportunity possibly to pick off there.
Infield in from the Cats now with one out. A run is in. Texas is pushed back in front, trying to pull off the upset. Wentworth bounces one home. So the usually dominant Wentworth has shown the first chinks in the armor of the season here today.
Takes a lot of guts to block a ball like that after you've just taken one in the throat. And Pelletier did a good job. It's important.
Brown fan to the changeup.
Got to have confidence in your catcher, the runner at third base, that he's going to block anything in the dirt, because you have to be aggressive with that pitch.
Brown late on the fastball. Crowd trying to help out Wentworth. Veteran Porter Brown reached on a fielder's choice in the fourth, stole a base and scored, but otherwise 0 for 3 on the day. Struck him out. And he used the changeup again.
Little cutter right there. Just started on the inside part and just dove in. Location was excellent.
You're right. That's the changeup. It was indeed the cutter.
I know.
88 to 89 with that pitch.
You put Galvan on.
Boy, he's had the Cat number today, 3 for 3. He is the Texas catcher. He'll take his first cuts against Wentworth.
It was a curveball. It was down in the zone. That's where you want it.
Two and 0. He falls behind Galvan. Galvan had a 4-hit game back on February 20th of this year. That skips in. So now 3 and 0. Galvan will likely be taking all the way.
I don't know. As hot as he is. Yep.
Oh, man, look at you.
You're
on it.
You got a guy swinging the bat the way he is. You know you're probably going to get a fastball.
The 3-1 pitch. Right down the middle. Well, one of the important pitches of this game coming up to send this thing to the stretch in a 1-run game. Ground ball finds a hole up the middle. 1 run will score. Racing around second is Schussler. He scores. And Galvan, his second career 4-hit game, has put Texas in front by 3.
That's 3 RBIs. And number 52 might be hanging in the locker room when they get back to Texas. Pitch was up, and that's where the problem was. Pitch was up in the zone. He was fooled, but did a great job centering the ball up the middle.
Strike 1 to Kennedy.
Good curveball.
Four for 4. Ryan Galvan with countless great plays behind the plate. Is that the big hit for the Texas Longhorns? Certainly one they needed to get momentum back in their dugout after watching K-State tie the game with 5 in the last at bat in the 6th.
Just fouled it off.
Caught another piece of Pelletier. Kennedy, 2-run homer from the bottom of the order, 1 for 3, couple of pop outs.
Those last 2 runs are also unearned with the error by the pitcher, so that's 4 unearned runs.
Another pop up. Center field, Jones. He'll make the grab. The inning comes to an end. Galvan, though, another big hit. Home run, and was taken out of the game. He'll get Day, Culpepper, English in the 7th. And Day takes a strike to begin the at-bat. 6'8", 230-pound senior right-hander transfer from USC is Charlie Hurley. Low 90s with a fastball. We've seen the fastball and the changeup already. He's got a slider in the mid-80s.
I'm guessing the baseball team, particularly the pitching staff, but the whole team probably won the intramural basketball championships.
They are
Texas.
Definitely one of the tallest pitching staffs we've seen. Day right up the middle, keeps that base hit and streak going. Another 2 for 4 day for Brady Day. Just keeps getting hits.
Fastball right up the middle. Didn't try to do too much. It wasn't a bad pitch. Bray did a good job, or Day did a good job.
43 hits in 25 games for Brady Day. And he's on first for Culpepper, who's 2 for 3 with a home run.
Oh, what a stop.
This might be a career night for Galvan. I mean, defensively and offensively, he's played unbelievable. An incredible pick of the slider there from Hurley. Back to the changeup to get a strike.
Good movement inside.
UCF has defeated Texas Tech. So the Red Raiders fall to 4-7. And UCF now 6-5 in the league, and they're pushing for a top 25 ranking. Culpepper in the hole at short. Flores can't get it. An infield hit coming for Culpepper, and 2 on to begin the 7th.
Got the fastball, just pulled it in the hole. Even if Flores fielded it, I'm not sure Day, with his good secondary lead, I'm not sure he'd have had an opportunity to get Day, and he would not have had any opportunity at Culpepper. So
now Nick English. And a slider away. Hurley has not had the best of command since he's come in out of the pen.
big hole on the right side.
That one's a strike. 1-1. And time is called by English, or no, by the catcher, Gabon. Did not like what he saw. Mark Hutchinson writing something down. I think perhaps a warning on delay there by Texas. 2-1.
You get so many timeouts.
I think you're right.
And
That might have been the last.
said it was the second one, so.
English trying to put it down the right field line. The wind not strong enough to keep that fair. 2-2 to the freshman, who's been held in bay today after a really good ball game yesterday. English is 0 for 3. Came into today hitting .350 with 13 doubles. That is second most of the Big 12. Puts this one out towards right. It'll twist towards Ballou. He'll get behind the ball and rocket it one back in. Great arm in right. K-State will not test that. So an 0 for 4 day for the freshman Nick English.
Good job with 2 strikes. Putting a good charge into it. But right at the right fielder.
But now Lotus tripled to left center field in his last at bat, and he's 1 for 3. Looked like the Texas dugout had a few words for English as he ran back from first base. English had a few comments after the game last night that it sounds like were made in jest, but got printed in the paper as maybe a little trash talk. Texas, it may have circled back to the Longhorns. Looked like Nick may have been getting a little bit of that ribbing as he headed back to the dugout. Lotus takes a breaking ball for a strike, and he's down, or it's 1-1, I should say.
I wouldn't think there'd be too much jabbering because I think both dugouts got warned. So.
1-2.
Chase that slider down and in. There's the best slider Hurley's thrown.
Lays off of it this time. 2-2. Kansas State has come from behind 9 times this year to win a game. 9 of their 18 wins. Trying to do it again, but work to do here. Now 3-2 to Lotus. Lotus worked the count full in 2 previous at-bats. He struck out once. The other time he laced a triple. He'll earn a walk this time. The bases are loaded.
Good job once he got 2 strikes on him, not chasing anything outside of the zone. Lead run coming up to the plate. Rivera has to stay patient.
Daniel Rivera is 3 for 5 with 4 RBIs. The bases loaded this year for K-State. Day at third, Culpepper at second, Lotus at first. One out in the seventh. Strike one. Ground ball through the left side. Culpepper rounds third. It's bobbled by Brown. No throw. It's a one-run game.
Quality at bat. Once the Cats get something going, they seem just to have a quality at bat after a quality at bat. That was a slider that stayed out over the middle of the plate, and Rivera had enough juice on it to get by the third baseman. Still 2 runners on with 1 out.
And Pelletier, who has reached in all 3 plate appearances, now up. 2 for 2, a homer, a single, and a walk for Pelletier. His first look at Charlie Hurley.
Got his pitch and fouled it straight back. What you want to do in that situation, you're looking fastball, inner half. Got that, just missed it.
Ripped to right field, a base hit. A late break by Lotus. He'll be held at third. He had to hang because the shift. Lotus wanted to make sure the ball wasn't caught on the line drive, and so now the bases are loaded again. Pelletier is 3 for 3. And David Bishop may or may not get to face Charlie Hurley. He was the guy next for K-State, and David Pierce is already on his way to the mound. Bishop against Boehm. The first pitch buried, ball 1. Charlie Hurley went just a third of an inning, facing 6 and allowing 4 hits. 2-0.
Bishop looking for something to hit right here.
3-0. And there is no way David Bishop is swinging here.
No, this will be a take. It's a tying run. You have a lead, you let him loose, but
it is loud at Toynton. Ball 4, the game is tied. That run goes to Hurley, and that brings Chuck Ingram to the plate. Last time up, Ingram did this. A no-doubt 2-run homer off of Morgan Family Arena out in left center field. And now a chance to put K-State in front. And the crowd at a fever pitch. And time is called.
First baseman Thomas had to
tie his shoe. A veteran move.
That's just the second walk by Boehm
this season, yeah. Ball 1. The inconsistency on the mound for Texas this year has been an issue all season. 2-0.
6 in a row. Got to take here, I would think. You have to make him throw a strike, at least one.
Ingram was going after a fastball.
And got the slider.
2-1.
Back, readjust.
2 homers today for Ingram, 3 for 4. 4 for 10, or make it 6 for 10 in the series.
Another slider.
Caught Galvan.
Just off his thigh. Boy, he's caught a heck of a ball game and had a heck of a ball game.
What a game it's been. Back and forth we go. Ingram trying to put K-State in front. Instead, he'll strike out.
Came back with a fastball inside. Not sure it was a strike. 2 outs now. Up to Brandon Jones, who hasn't been on base yet today.
0 for 4. Jones hitting .341 though in his last 11 games. Swings and misses at the first pitch.
Really pulled off of that one. Fastball for Boehm is going away from the left-handed hitter. The slider into him.
Boehm trying to collect himself. K-State this season with 2 outs. 43% of their runs that they've driven in have come with 2 outs. Ground ball here towards second. Kennedy trying to make the play on the run. Does in just time. And K-State strands 3. But Jared Thomas will lead it off in the 8th against Jackson Wentworth. And a strike thrown by Wentworth. Thomas is homered today, 1 for 4. His first look at Wentworth. 2 breaking balls to greet him at 0-2.
We'll see if they come with another one. Try to get it in the inside part of the plate.
They do, and one hops its way to Bishop. He knocks it down, flips to Wentworth, and the ball knocked away. Likely going to be an infield hit for Jared Thomas. And the leadoff man on for Texas again.
6 innings in a row. It was a slider, but it stayed up. Inside part.
See, Wentworth tried to barehand that catch. There goes Thomas. Pelletier up with a throw, not in time. Oh, he's out! I didn't think Pelletier got the throw down in time, but the slide by Thomas must have gone around
base. So
Mac. Oh, they're gonna say obstruction by Kansas State. So Thomas will get credit for a stolen base. And Pete Hughes will come out to talk with Mike Morris.
you know, old-time baseball, and by old-time, when I played and then when I coached, infielders would actually kneel down in front of the base
Right.
when you're sliding in. And there's some famous Ty Cobb stories about him always going in cleats high, and that would be a lot of it.
Well, the Longhorns trying to come back again have now the lead run at second base and nobody out.
Better be alert for a bunt here.
K-State pulls in the corner infielders just for that. Strike to Powell, 1-1. Oh, looked like a pretty good pitch. That's ruled a strike, 2-2. That kind of piece of Pelletier. Man, these two guys behind the plate are just taking a beating.
It was a great changeup. Powell was just able to get enough of it, stay alive. Got a double hit off the side, and then another area.
Still 2-2. Fouled away by Powell. Powell is also 0 for 4, but reached on a strikeout and a pass ball. That has happened twice today for Texas. K-State has uncharacteristically made 3 errors. Best fielding team of the Big 12. And a full count to Powell. K-State led early 2-0. Texas built an 8-3 lead after 5. K-State tied it with 5 in the 6th, fell behind by 3 in the 7th, tied it up with 3 in the 7th. Texas trying to go in front again.
The wind has switched.
Yes, it has. Blowing out to right at the moment and a little bit in. Lasered, but a foul ball.
It's a slider there.
Got it.
Change up. Great pitch, big strikeout. Came with the changeup, the great tail away from it. Had Powell out in front. And just 1 out.
Now Flores. 3 for 4 today, a double and a homer. Strike 1. He doubled off of Wentworth in the 7th on a 1-2 pitch that kicked off a 3-run inning. He'll loop one out here towards right. It's going to fall in. A 4-hit day for Flores. They will run on the right fielder Lotus, and sliding in ahead of the throw is Thomas. Texas is back in front again.
Was not a bad pitch. Actually out of the zone, a little slider. And Flores just flicked it out to right field and take the lead again. They just, every time Kansas State comes after them, they've got an answer for it.
Ballou, the right fielder, 2 for 4. And this one absolutely crushed to right. A no doubt 3-run shot on the roof of Brandenburry by the Big 12 home run leader, Max Ballou.
I mean, there is not a hotter hitter in the Big 12 conference than Max Ballou.
Ball was annihilated.
I mean, it's his 3rd hit. It was a slider that stayed up, and he didn't need the wind to shift. That one was launched.
2-run blast off the bat of Ballou, and it's a 3-run lead again. And again, Wentworth, who has been unhittable for K-State the first third of this season, touched up for the first time this year. 6 runs off of K-State's star reliever.
It's 0-2 now.
Four homers aside now. Schussler trying to go the other way and do the same thing. What was a raucous environment has again quieted. Texas has had a couple of these games this year where it's been back and forth, last at bat sort of game. Schussler will strike out. Pelletier will throw down. And that's the second out of the frame.
I'm going to go back to the bottom of the 7th because the Cats had the bases loaded, 1 out, and didn't get any runs home on it. So, I mean, top of the order, strikeout, ground out. You just got to keep that foot on the pedal and just keep scoring. This is a great offensive team. And they have made adjustment after adjustment and also taken advantage of.
A ball past Culpepper will get through for Gasparino. 2-hit game for the freshman.
Getting the leadoff runner on 6 innings in a row can really kickstart your offense.
No doubt. Prior to today, K-State during this 10-game winning streak had a team ERA of 4.2. So it had not just been the offense, but they had pitched it very well. But they've run into a buzzsaw, a motivated Texas team looking to bounce back. And the Longhorns, as Mike said, have had an answer for everything K-State has put up on the board, trying to, again, deliver another knockout blow to K-State. Porter Brown, the 7th man to bat in the frame.
You know, some days you have games like this. Wentworth's been fantastic, but you got to remember he's a college kid. And some days, what is it? Some days you're the windshield, some days you're the bug. It's up to Kansas State offense to come back again.
In the bottom of the 8th, it'll be Day, Culpepper, English, the same group that led off the 3-run 7th. Brown a big cut. Texas, it's been no sort of sure thing for them either on the mound. They've had their struggles. Three and two.
Gasparino will be headed off to second base.
And a ball 4 walk with 2 outs. 2 on. It's the first walk issued by Wentworth since he's come into the game. And now Galvan, who has his first career 4-hit game, or second career 4-hit game, and looking for his career 5-hit game as he stands to the plate, trying to further cement his player of the game status. He and Flores have both driven in 3. But Galvan with 4 hits, 2 doubles. He'll get Wentworth for the second time. He singled up the middle to drive in 2 with 2 outs in the 7th. One and one.
The pitch is still up. Want to get that thing down.
60 pitches for Wentworth. A season high. 2-1. Wentworth was a starter last year, so he's thrown as many as 85 in a game, but he's worked exclusively out of the pen this year. Back in the zone there to make it 2-2.
That's where you want that pitch.
Outer edge low. Galvan's 4 hits today, 2 doubles to left center, a single up the middle, and a single to right field. That's why you don't stand close to the on-deck circle. Still 2-2. Little up. Full count. And the runners again off with the pitch. We'll do it again. At least 2 more at-bats for K-State. But credit to the Longhorns, they just keep throwing out numbers, crooked numbers after crooked numbers on K-State. 4 different innings of 3 runs or more. Strikeout here by Wentworth. They finally solved Galvan. 4 strikeouts for Wentworth, but 3 more across to 11 Texas. Brady Day to lead it off against Greg Boehm, who was able to get the final 2 outs of the 7th and keep the 3 inherited runners mostly at bay. He did walk in a run to tie the game at the time, but then Ingram struck out, Jones grounded out, and now Day against Boehm. 1-1 to the Wildcats' leading hitter. 2 for 4 today with an RBI and a double. The 1-1 to Brady Day is another strike, 1-2. Boehm is the 4th pitcher today. Ace Whitehead started, went 5 1/3, allowed 5 runs. Heston Toll allowed 3 in a 2/3 of an inning. Charlie Hurley allowed 3 in a 1/3 of an inning. And now Boehm, top reliever out of the pen this year for the Longhorns. Day takes that inside pitch and fouls it off. Brian Smoller, Mike Clark, Sophie Smith, all with you here from Twinton Family Stadium. This game a little over 3 hours long. It has been a long one with all the base runners.
Well, there were 20 runs last night, and we're at 25 right now and still playing.
They just trying to stay alive. K-State owning the longest winning streak in the NCAA right now at 10 in a row. Popping back in the rankings at number 23. They are in first place in the Big 12 at 6-1. Trying to stay there. Oklahoma out of conference this week, just behind them at 7-2. Pete Hughes' team has scored 8 runs in their last 2 at-bats against the Texas bullpen. Inside, Day did not go around. And it is 2-2. That was a very close pitch. Could have been called a strike.
Well, he didn't give that pitch the last half inning also.
Been a little bit of a tighter zone for Mark Hutchinson today. Galvan wants it up. He gets it up, and Day pops it up. Shallow center. Gasparino will make the grab for out number 1.
The shortstop, Caitlin Cole.
Got the fastball up, and Day just couldn't get on top of it. Lazy fly ball to center field.
Culpepper has 3 hits today. He's now at .340 on the year. He's homered in back-to-back games. His first look at Boehm.
Slider. Outside part of the plate. Culpepper was looking for the fastball.
Fouled away left side. It's 0-2.
Another slider.
A 3-hit game today for Culpepper. The 9th time he's done that in his career. He has never had a 4-hit game.
Need to shorten things up here.
Reaches for that one. Powell from third will throw him out. 2 gone.
There's 3 straight sliders. Culpepper was out in front of all 3 of them.
Well, Boehm a 2-pitch pitcher, but he's done his job.
Well, he's actually thrown a changeup, 1 pitch or something. It was 75 miles an hour. Slider's been in the low 80s, and the fastball's been 90. But he threw 1 pitch to Brady Day that was 75. It's pretty consistent, 84 with that slider. Must be working on a new one.
Maybe. Nick English is hitless today. A chance for him to turn all that around. He has reached a 20 straight heading into today, but never on base in this game. 0 for 4, trying to avoid 0 for 5.
Slider, slider. It's been effective. Slider. Cats in the first few innings, and particularly in the 5th or in the 6th inning, did a real nice job going the opposite field. Kind of gotten into a pull conscious right now.
Boehm takes care of the Cats in the 8th and sets them down in order. His 2nd strikeout. He's retired 5 straight in his 5. Bunt by Kennedy. Rivera coming in. Has a little bit of trouble to get it out, and Kennedy beats it out.
Well, when it rains, it pours. And was a very good fielding team has had a rough night.
That'll be an error on Rivera. Just for whatever reason, couldn't get the ball out of his mitt or his steps right as he neared the mound, and his throw not in time. So 4 errors today by Kansas State. Couple that with the pitching, and I can tell you that even with K-State's offense, that's why they have struggled a bit. Another bunt put down. Why not? If you're Texas, they have bunted a lot here lately, and K-State has thrown it around the yard uncharacteristically. Strike 1 to Thomas. 2 for 5. It was his timeout to tie a shoe. Jared Thomas in that 7th inning that might have been as big a play as any.
Bishop did a good job stopping what would have been the 5th error for the Wildcats, just knocking it down. Kennedy's a good base runner over there.
And through the shift, a ground ball by Thomas will be his 3rd hit of the day. And runners at the corners. David Pierce, what did he say about Jared Thomas?
Yep. Heart and soul of the team. He'll do whatever it takes to win, and that was a breaking pitch that he just cued off to where the shortstop normally is playing, but with the shift, it's 1st and 3rd, nobody out. I failed to mention with that error, that's the 7th inning in a row Texas has gotten their leadoff batter on.
Well, those will be the things pointed out by Pete Hughes after this one, no doubt. Too many mistakes by Kansas State. Winning streak may be coming to an end. With a chance to win the series tomorrow. They still have another at bat. Evans trying to keep the game right here. Throws low again to first. Evans misses high, ball 1. Tomorrow, Owen Borema against Max Grubbs. Should be a great pitching matchup. Grubbs has been the most consistent guy on the mound as a starter for Texas. K-State will concede a run to get a double play.
Really good fastball, right? Cut fastball right on his hands.
Line shot into center field on a 1-2 pitch. And Texas just keeps on coming.
Good at bat by Powell.
The shortstop, Kalen Cole.
Got a pitch inside, just kept his hands inside of it on the swing, and base hit, RBI. 15, now that's, yeah, five unearned runs. And there's still nobody out.
They have changed the error from Rivera to an infield single. So that will not be an unearned run. 3 successive singles, and now he plunks Flores. And the bases are loaded.
So only 4 unearned runs. And all of these runners will be
earned. Yes. Pelletier will go out to the mound to talk to Evans. I'm sure K-State wants to burn another pitcher. Vandenberry Indoor Complex for K-State baseball beyond right field. He has driven in 3 in his last 2 at-bats, including that massive home run.
K-State's pulled the infield in now. Still nobody out.
Ballou goes the other way and will clear him. They'll hold Flores at third. Ballou with a double has driven in 5 in his last 3 at bats, and Texas has kicked a big hole in this game here in the 9th.
And there's still nobody out. Fastball, the tailback over the plate. Blue did a great job going the opposite way. He is seeing the ball extremely well.
Now Schussler will be called back. And a pinch hitter for the Longhorns here in the 9th. And it'll be O'Dowd, who has struggled at the plate this year. But as a left-handed hitter, will be in there to face Evans, and he'll foul it back. O'Dowd started yesterday, went 0 for 2. Schussler finishes the day 0 for 3 with a sac bunt, but a run scored on a throwing error. An excuse me check swing to third will get another run in. Rivera with a good play to first, and heads up base running by Ballou. Running behind the throw, he'll get to third. So O'Dowd an RBI ground out. That's the first out. And Texas with an 18-11 lead. The Longhorns have scored 3 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th, 4 in the 9th, and have posted 20 hits. And still not done here in the 9th. Gasparino fouls it back. Longhorn offense flexing its muscle here today to try and bounce back and even the series. Pops straight up. Pelletier will make the grab, and mindful of home plate with Ballou at third. Gasparino is the second out.
That was a great job by Pelletier. Tough with the wind blowing now out differently. Ball's going to come back to him. Second out. Evans, instead of going to first base, since it's a foul ball, should have been at home plate just to make sure the runner wasn't going to tag, and that home plate was covered.
Also could see Pelletier had to navigate the bat of Gasparino that he had tossed into that vicinity. Now Porter Brown, 1 for 4. With Galvan in the ear of Brown, giving him some advice. That's where he's standing in the on-deck circle. It's not the on-deck circle. It's literally, he is 6 feet from home plate. 1-1. Or 2-0, I should say. Turn one here now on the strike to Brown.
Yeah, if you're in the picture, that's first of all unsafe. Secondly, shouldn't be there. The umpires, all of the umpires should be aware of that.
2-2.
There was an incident at Wichita State in a game where kid got serious injury on a pitched ball that got away from the pitcher.
The 2-2 coming to Brown. Fouled away. In the bottom of the 9th, K-State will have Lotus, Rivera, Pelletier, and if anybody gets on Bishop, that's the bottom half of the order. They'll need a ton of runs to tie this one up.
Need base runners.
Pelletier did well to keep that near the bag or near home plate. A full count. A 4-run 9th has pushed the lead out to 7. 7 unanswered by the Longhorns after K-State tied it again with 3 in the bottom of the 7th and had this place rocking. But the normally reliable bullpen unable to keep it at bay for K-State. And Porter Brown will walk to make it runners at the corners and bring 9 men to the plate here in the 9th.
And Superman's up. And he struck out last time, but looking for his first 5-hit game of his career.
Had a tremendous game behind the plate catching and at the plate hitting. And what was a loud and raucous crowd has thinned a little bit here as Texas has put some distance between themselves and K-State. Ball 1 from Evans. Two and 0. D. Kennedy on deck. He opened the single with an infield single. Three and a half hours long, this game. 2 and 1. One of the main stories will be, does Galvan appear in number 52 tomorrow? Or will he go back to number 6? He would be crazy to go back to number 6. Because he just had a 5-hit game. Galvan will put one down into the corner. 2 runs are going to score. A 20 spot put up for the 3rd time this year by the Texas Longhorns. And Galvan, a career day.
It just doesn't matter where the Cats pitch him. Pitch is down, good location, just stays inside of it, drives it right field wall. Third
off of that infield single, he'll bat here with a man at second, and Ryan Galvan, a 5-hit day for Galvan, 5 RBIs. He is still the responsibility of Evans. And the first pitch by Martinez misses up for ball 1. Kennedy 2 hits today after 2 hits yesterday. So a young man that was hitting less than his weight coming into the series. Back-to-back multi-hit games, back-to-back games with 2-run homers.
K-State's got the shift on.
Blooped towards center, and it gets past Day. Another run in for the Longhorns. Nobody covering the bag at second, so Kennedy will hustle in with a double. A 3-hit game for D. Kennedy.
That ball had all sorts of spin on it. Looked like Brady Day was going to make the play, but just kept moving away from him. And whatever could go wrong has gone wrong. Credit to Texas. They've played extremely well, taking advantage of the mistakes, but also 22 hits, 4 home runs. That offense just keeps coming back at you.
And now Thomas will be hit on the foot. So Martinez has not thrown strikes since he's come in. And 2 on now here in the 9th. It's gone from bad to worse to just out of control. K-State down 10. Peyton Powell will be the batter.
This, along with Thomas, their 6th at bat of the game. That's never a good sign for the opposition.
No. And you go back to the game yesterday, Texas, in a game that was out of hand for the Wildcats, scored 3 in the 9th, and it was meaningless at the time. And I know it doesn't always carry over, but one thing it kind of led you to believe was that, listen, this Texas team, they walked out of the park last night believing they could be, it didn't matter. They would find a way to get hits. And got back in the game, got a little bit of life for their dugout, and it carried over.
That was a freshman mistake there.
Absolutely.
Can't try and he's taken off to steal with a 10.
Third base coach was shaking his head like, what are you doing? Get back over there. Martinez gets the strikeout. The inning mercifully comes to an end for K-State, but Texas, a 7-run 9th. So he'll be on the mound, and K-State looks like they'll be sending up some pinch hitters here in the 9th. Lotus, Rivera, Pelletier were scheduled, but it looks like Jaden Lobliner and Jaden Parsons are in the on-deck circle for Kansas State. So Jaden Lobliner will pinch hit. It'll be his first appearance of the series. Lobliner got off to a fantastic start to begin the year for K-State, but has struggled to maintain that hot start. Let's look at Parsons in the on-deck circle. Lobliner at the dish, 279 average. 0 for 2 as a pinch hitter this year. And he'll take strike 1. Gage Boehm worked an inning and 2/3, faced 6 batters, did not allow a hit nor a run, walked 1, struck out 2, and he stands to be the winner of this game. And because he threw just 26 pitches, may be able to come back tomorrow. 0-2 here to Lobliner. And Lobliner will strike out on the slider. Eighth strikeout today by K-State. And here comes Jaden Parsons.
Wildcats are looking to get a base runner, get something started.
Well, and at least do what Texas did last night, get a little momentum at the end of the game, even if it doesn't matter in the final score. Feel a little. D. Kennedy with an incredible play at second, but he won't be able to throw it to first to get Parsons. And Parsons with another hit. This guy just keeps hitting in this multiple opportunities off the bench.
He's really done a nice job. You know, at first was just a pinch runner, but now he's swinging the bat and hitting over 500. So
Thomas couldn't quite scoop that.
Kennedy, what range the young man has.
Shortstop of the future for sure. Flores has that manned at the moment. There's a look at Kennedy. You can see what David Pierce is talking about with these young guys. They just need some time to grow into it a little bit. Kyle Schwabach will hit one out towards right center. Gasparino has to play it in on a hop. So Mason Schwabach with his second pinch hit of the year. The guy they call Kyle Schwarber clone.
Got it off the end of the bat, but got just enough to get in front of Gasparino in center field. The thing about baseball, as improbable as it is, you have to get 27 outs.
Caden Phillips will pinch hit for David Bishop. And a strike to Phillips. Well, much like Mason Buss last night, I mean, Toomas is coming in, 10-run lead. He's just trying to flood the strike zone.
Right.
So K-State taking advantage of that a little bit.
You're getting some of the kids some at-bats that maybe tomorrow will be a lot bigger and more important at-bats.
Phillips, a native of Texas, out of Amarillo. 273 average is the backup catcher, a homer and 7 driven in. Check the swing on a breaking ball. Still 1-2. Looks like
Hanging in there.
Caden Carl, sophomore outfielder, has grabbed a bat. He's in the on-deck circle. What would be Chuck Ingram's spot? There's a look at Carl. And Phillips will strike out, second out.
Good slider. Start on the outside part of the plate. Broke out of the zone.
Pitch hitting number 2, Caden Carl.
Caden Carl out of Edmond, Oklahoma, just north of Oklahoma City. Sophomore is 0 for 2. 6'2", 200-pounder. Takes a strike. Carson Quick, if Carl can reach, has come into the on-deck circle to pitch, hit, and hit next. A 7-run ninth has taken a close game and blown it open for the Longhorns, as they look to even this series and end K-State's long winning streak. Cats will, regardless of the outcome, if they lose this game, they will still maintain a first place standing in the Big 12 by a half a game. Let me rephrase that. That's not true. Oklahoma would have the first place spot by a half a game. K-State could tie it with a win tomorrow. Texas, if this score holds, would move into sole possession of fourth. And actually third, as West Virginia lost today. 2-2. The Big 12 is kind of a muddied mess behind K-State and Oklahoma. You got everybody right around 500. Texas at 5-3 would be in third place, and everyone else a game over or a game under 500 to get to the bottom 3. Carl will swing and miss. The game ends. Toomas strikes out the side of the ninth. Cats strand 2 more. They left 8 on for the ball game. Well, an entertaining ball game to start, but it ended up being a blowout by the end. Similar to yesterday, but a different way. Texas evens the series